Hi, my name is Martha Swales and I'm a chef. Today I'm going to show you how to slice tomatoes. Okay, so the first thing to do if you've got the vine tomatoes is obviously just to take them off the vine. You can just twist the tomatoes and they should come off quite easily. Next thing I'm going to do now I've got them off the vine is to put them in with my plum tomatoes and wash them under a tap. So the best kind of knife to use for cutting tomatoes is a serrated knife. I've got one here. I haven't actually got a tomato knife, which is a kind of serrated knife. It just has a rounded end rather than the point. So I'm going to start off with the vine tomatoes. The best thing to do when you're doing this is to make sure that the top of the tomato is facing down because it gives you a nice surface to work with. The tomato won't roll around. So I'm going to start off with my tomato facing down and I'm just going to take the serrated knife and cut slices like this. I'm going to use them for a salad, so I'm cutting them to about 1/2 centimetre thick, but it really depends on what you're going to use them for. There is another way that we can prepare the tomatoes if you don't want to have the seeds in. Now you don't end up with perfect slices of tomato, you just end up with the flesh. And to start doing that, you need to cut through the tomato from the top down into a half, and then cut them again into quarters. You're going to start with your knife at the bottom of the quarter of tomato and just scoop those seeds out, following the membrane along, and remove them. Now that you've got your 4 quarters ready, you can just cut them into strips. I'm going to cut the plum tomatoes in a couple of different ways. First of all, I'm just going to cut them in half because they're quite small, and if you're going to put them in a salad, that's perfect size. Alternatively, you can cut it into slices across the tomato that makes pretty little rings, or you can cut it the length of the tomato, which really showcases the plum shape of the plum tomato. So I'm going to use the tomatoes that I've cut up today to make a salad, and actually it'll make quite a nice contrast of different shapes and sizes on the plate. So I'm going to start off with the vine tomatoes that I've sliced, and now I'm going to put on the smaller slices of plum tomato. And I'm just going to finally put some of the strips of tomato on top. I'm just going to put a little bit of basil on top. I'm then going to drizzle on a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, grate some pepper on, and then I'm going to sprinkle on the salt. Now salt's really important with tomatoes. In fact, a great way of explaining why salt is so important in food is to take a tomato, cut it in half, put salt on one half and not on the other. And the amount more flavour you get in the one with the salt on shows why we've got such a problem with eating too much salt, because it makes stuff taste great. So there you go, that's how to slice tomatoes.